Reading from Dancing the Sacred Wheel. Winter Solstice, the time of rebirth. Light has given way to darkness, and the coldness of winter has its icy grip upon the land. The deciduous trees are but skeletons, having lost their leaves months ago. The clear morning skies seem to shimmer in the stillness, as Jack Frost sneaks upon the land, covering everything with ice. However, where I live on the Adelaide Plains, it's a bit too warm for his visit, unlike my childhood in New Zealand, where he was a regular visitor. Despite the reluctance to pry oneself from beneath the covers in order to go about the daily tasks, there is an element of promise that summer will be on its way. However, now it is the winter solstice, the darkest time of the year, the time when we welcome the rebirth of the god, the ever-returning sun. The sun is at its northernmost point in its yearly migration across the sky at the Tropic of Cancer. This means that whilst in the Northern Hemisphere it is basking in the warmth, for those of us in the south, this is but a distant memory. However, as each day passes, the wheel of the year turns, and from this point onwards we know that soon we too will be feeling those warming rays again, breaking through the bonds of winter. In the Southern Hemisphere, the winter solstice occurs when the sun enters the sign of Cancer, around the middle of June. At this time of the year, various species of wattle begin to burst forth, with their golden orb flowers, and their heavy scent fills the air. This makes a rather refreshing sight, as the rest of the landscape tends to be rather sombre grey-green in colour. These balls of golden light indicate the southern version of the rebirth of the sun god, giving us a hint that summer will return once again. And just as well, because ironically the winter solstice marks the commencement of the cold and flu season, reminding us that the worst of winter is yet to come. Within the craft mythos, this is the time when the god is reborn, where he emerges from the underworld where he passed into at Samhain. His rebirth will bring life, warmth and fertility back to the land. The eve of the winter solstice, however, belongs to the goddess, who is likened to the hibernating animal residing deep within the underworld, as she readies herself for the pending birth of her son. The child conceived at the festival at Beltane, which marks the beginning of summer, is now about to be born. This birth is also the sign that life will be returning to the earth after the many bleak months of winter. And just as the labours to bring forth her son, the child of promise, the young hero, we also wait with much anticipation for the sun to appear. The rebirth of the sun confirms that darkness will be overcome by light, and we step now into the waxing half of the year.